Welcome to the Deep Dive. We sift through sources, pull out the essentials, and basically give you that shortcut to being really well informed. Today, we're stepping into the world of maintenance painting, specifically looking at what it actually takes to, well, nail an interview for this kind of role.
That's right. And we're going, beyond just the brush strokes. Today, we're breaking down some really common but very insightful interview questions for maintenance painters. This is all coming directly from the Kaplan Community Career Center. And it's not just about painting itself.
No.
It's about understanding the core skills, the safety standards, absolutely critical, and that real meticulous attention to detail that you need in this job.
Right. So our mission today is to give you that sharper perspective. Maybe you're prepping for an interview yourself, or perhaps you're hiring for this role, or maybe you're just curious about what makes a skilled maintenance painter, really stand out. We've got 6 key questions, their ideal answers, plus a look at some career tools. Okay, let's get started. Let's peel back the layers. So we kick off with what seems pretty obvious, but there's more to it. What experience do you have with painting buildings and structures?
Yeah.
What's the real measure here beyond just saying, I painted for X years?
That's a great place to start because, just listing years isn't enough. An employer wants to see the breadth of that experience. So the example answer we have mentions 5 years of experience painting buildings and structures, both residential and commercial. Now, that 5-year mark, it kind of signals they've probably seen a lot, right? Different challenges, maybe delicate jobs, maybe high traffic areas.
Right, different demands.
Exactly. Each one needs a slightly different approach, maybe some quick problem solving. It shows adaptability.
And it also mentions being well-versed in different paint types and application techniques and experience with wood, metal, masonry, all sorts of surfaces. So for you listening, this tells an employer, okay, this person isn't just showing up with a brush. They're versatile. They get that painting brick isn't like painting a door.
Precisely. That versatility is huge. It means they understand the materials, how they react, what preparation they need. They're less likely to get stuck if something unusual comes up, which means better quality, more efficiency, and honestly, it saves money in the long run.
Yeah, avoids costly mistakes if they only knew one type of surface.
Right.
Okay, next up, safety. This feels like a make or break area. The question, what safety precautions do you take when painting? When an interviewer asks this, what are they really listening for? Is it just a checklist?
Not just a checklist, no. They're listening for someone who has safety deeply ingrained, like it's second nature. The source answer highlights sticking to all OSHA guidelines and regulations. That's the baseline, foundational. But then it gets specific. Proper use of personal protective equipment, such as respirators and goggles. That shows personal responsibility. And, crucially, understanding why you need that PPE. Fumes, splashes, dust. It all matters.
And this is where it gets really practical, too. It talks about making sure to properly ventilate the work area. That's huge, especially indoors. Prevents harm, sure, but also helps the paint cure, right, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And things like using drop cloths to protect the surrounding area. It's not just about the painter's safety. It's about protecting the client's property, the environment around the workspace. It shows they think ahead. Proactive risk management.
Thinking several steps ahead, not just reacting. It's the difference between a clean, professional job and, well, a potential mess or hazard. Can you think of a time where maybe skipping one of those practical steps caused a bigger issue than expected?
Oh, definitely. I recall a job, commercial space, where ventilation wasn't quite right because they were rushing. Not only did the fumes linger, making it unpleasant for others, but the paint didn't dry evenly, led to streaks, an uneven finish, had to be redone, cost time, cost money.
Wow.
Yeah, so that seemingly small detail, good ventilation, it impacted health, quality, budget. Safety really ties into the whole project's success.
Okay, so we all know painting isn't just, slapping color on a wall. Question 3 gets into that vital first step. How do you handle surface preparation before painting? What's the sort of unsung hero of prep work that really makes a professional job stand out?
The unsung hero is simply the understanding that prep is everything. Seriously, the quality starts there. The answer in our source material stresses taking surface preparation very seriously, and it lays out a process. First, thoroughly clean and repair any cracks or damages. Then, use a primer to seal and smooth the surface. Cleaning seems basic, right? But even tiny bits of dust can mess up how the paint sticks. And fixing cracks, that's about the look and the structure.
So, for anyone listening, homeowner, project manager, painter, this means that good prep ensures that the paint will adhere properly and last longer. You paint over a dirty, cracked wall without priming. It's just going to fail, isn't it? Peel, bubble, look bad fast.
Exactly. It's the secret to a finish that lasts, not just a quick fix. And beyond just making the paint last, how does that careful prep save money or help a client's reputation?
Oh, hugely. Good prep drastically cuts down on needing rework later. If paint fails early, you're not just repainting, you're stripping, reprepping, then repainting. Double the work, double the cost. For the client, their investment lasts longer, so their maintenance budget goes further. For the painter, it builds a reputation for quality, reliability. That means repeat business, referrals.
Right. Makes total sense. Okay, moving to the paints themselves. Question 4. What types of paint do you have experience working with? This isn't just about applying it, but knowing what to apply, when. How important is that breadth of knowledge?
It affects everything. Durability, the final look, how long the job holds up. The ideal answer, according to the source, mentions a wide range. Things like oil-based paints, latex paints, epoxy paints, and specialty paints. Each one has its own properties, its best uses. Use the wrong type in, say, a damp bathroom or a high-wear industrial area, and it's just not going to last. It'll fail prematurely.
And it's not just the type, but the finish, too. The answer mentions gloss, semi-gloss, and matte. And this shows a deeper understanding, doesn't it? Knowing how it looks, but also how it performs. Like you wouldn't want high gloss on a bedroom ceiling, probably, or matte in a busy hallway that needs scrubbing.
Exactly right. That knowledge is key to delivering the right result for what the client actually needs. Not just a painted wall, but a functional, appropriate finish. This knowledge also shows problem-solving skills. A good painter can recommend the best product for the situation. I've seen folks use regular latex on metal where really an epoxy was needed for rust protection, saved a bit up front,
Oh boy.
but then had to strip and redo the whole thing months later. Knowing your materials avoids those expensive mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so even with the best prep and paint, sometimes things need fixing. A touch-up. Question 5. How do you handle touch-ups and repairs? Touch-ups can be a real dead giveaway if not done well. What's the art to making a repair just vanish?
You've hit it exactly. This is where that fine attention to detail is critical. You can either make it disappear or, well, make it stand out even more. The answer talks about carefully matching the paint color and finish. That's often harder than it sounds, right? Especially if the original paint has aged.
Right, colors can shift.
And then it's about blending the new paint with the existing paint to ensure a seamless finish. It's about understanding light, texture drying. A real pro might use special techniques, feathering the edges, applying thin coats, just making it invisible.
That seamless finish is the goal, isn't it? Nobody wants a patch that just screams repair. The answer also mentions making sure the paint is applied evenly and dries properly. So, understanding drying times, humidity, all that, it's about making the evidence vanish. That really separates the good from the great, I think. For the client, it maintains the original quality.
Exactly. It shows commitment to the overall look, even when fixing small things. It speaks to craftsmanship, pride in the work, a painter who nails touch-ups. They avoid costly callbacks, keep client trust, and maintain that reputation for quality. It's that final polish.
Okay, finally, let's zoom out a bit. Painting, especially maintenance painting, isn't always a quick job. It can be ongoing, part of a bigger facility operation. Question 6. How do you stay organized and manage your time effectively on a project? This goes beyond the brush, right?
Absolutely. Now we're talking about project professionalism. These skills are vital anywhere, but especially when juggling tasks, deadlines, materials. The answer mentions using tools, task lists, and calendars to stay organized. It's about having a system, a structure. You can imagine a painter who's disorganized, always looking for stuff, forgetting steps. It just creates delays and chaos.
Yeah. And it's also about smart choices, like prioritizing tasks based on their importance and urgency, meeting deadlines, getting the critical stuff done first, and importantly, communication, keeping regularly with the project manager to ensure that everything is on track. That shows they see the bigger picture, not just their own bit. They're part of a team, spotting issues early.
That proactive organization and communication, it doesn't just keep the project on track, it builds trust, minimizes delays, misunderstandings, saves money, keeps clients happy. A well-organized painter isn't just efficient themselves, they help the whole team succeed. It's essential for being reliable.
So we've walked through these core questions, and it really reveals the depth needed for a maintenance painter. Much more than meets the eye. But the source, Kaplan, also mentions some career tools. What if you're looking to level up your job search?
Right. These tools seem designed to give job seekers a real edge. There's an interview coach tool. It's not just practice. It's meant to elevate your interviews, help you walk in with unwavering confidence. ready for those nuanced questions we talked about.
And there's an offer analyzer. That sounds powerful. Lets you compare your job offer and compensation package with what the market pays today. Helps with negotiation, understanding your value. That's huge.
Definitely.
Plus, you can upload your resume for visibility, explore career guides. These seem like practical, strategic resources.
Yeah, and it also mentions Kaplan recruiters vetting resumes and connecting people with employers, so it's acting like a bridge. And it lists related jobs like bridge painter, commercial painter, architectural coating finisher, shows there are specializations, different paths within painting. It's not just one thing, it's a diverse field with room to grow.
What a fascinating dive into the maintenance painter's world. We've seen it takes way more than just brush skills. It demands that deep grasp of safety, careful prep, knowing your materials inside out, solving problems precisely, and being really organized and communicative.
Absolutely. Those 6 questions really highlight how comprehensive the job is. A skilled painter is a strategic thinker, a problem solver. And for you listening, whether you hire painters, are one, or are just curious, understanding all these facets, it helps appreciate the professionalism involved.
And remember, tools like that interview coach or offer analyzer, they can be incredibly useful no matter your career path. Gives you that extra edge. So here's a final thought to maybe chew on. How might really digging into the questions asked in any field, not just painting, reveal what that industry truly values? What skills, what mindset are they really looking for beneath the surface? Think about that as you navigate your own learning and career. Until next time, keep exploring.